know the Tour de France is coming to Yorkshire, but I don't know what the Tour de France is. Can anyone tell me what the Tour de France is?
Well, Rebecca, the Tour de France is a 3-week bicycle race held every year in July, and it's probably the most difficult and the most famous bicycle race in the world.
The total distance covered in the race is about 3,500 kilometres or 2,000 miles, which the riders in the race cover in just 21 days.
The route goes through France and into the neighbouring countries of Belgium, Germany, Italy and Spain, on nice flat stretches over tough mountain paths and also riding through villages and towns.
It's a men's only race, and each year 200 men take part and race in a team made up of 9 cyclists. Everyone is trying to race for the best overall time so they can win the famous yellow jersey, but there are other jerseys to be won too. For the best sprinter, the best rider under 26, and the king of the mountains.
Let us tell you more about the route and the stages of the Tour de France.
While the route changes each year, the format of the race stays the same. 21 days of racing over 23 days gives the riders 2 days of rest. Each day of the race is classed as a stage, and there are different types of stages.
The flat stage. These take place on mostly flat roads where all 200 riders travel together in a group known as the peloton.
Mountain stages have featured in the Tour de France since very early on in the origins of the race. They are one of the most tested parts of the race, and it's often where the race is won and lost. The race travels through hilly regions throughout France and also through Spain, Italy and Switzerland, but it is in the Alps and in the Pyrenees where the bigger mountains are tackled.
The individual time trial stages. Here riders race against the clock, aiming to complete the stages as fast as possible. These stages are typically 30 to 50 kilometres, and each rider is measured individually and gets an individual time.
The race always finishes with the last day ride into Paris along the Champs-Élysées.
So, how do you win the Tour de France? And what are all the different coloured jerseys for? Listen closely and we'll tell you.
Riders take part in teams, and there are 9 riders in each team, and there are about 20 to 22 teams in each race, which means there are about 200 riders in each race.
All the stages are timed, and at the end of each daily stage, each rider gets a time. This time is then added to all of the other previous stage times to get a total race time.
The rider with the lowest total time is the leader of the race, and the next day they get to wear the yellow jersey. The yellow jersey is the one that everybody wants. The rider who wears it is the overall race leader based on the time for all the stages added together.
The green jersey is the points jersey, and it's given to the rider who by the end of the race has accumulated the most points. Points can be won by finishing a stage high up in the classification. The rider who finishes further up in the classification wins the most points. Even though it's called the points jersey, most people talk about it being the sprinter's jersey, and is usually competed for by the sprinters in the race.
The red and white polka dot jersey is given to the king of the mountains. On each climb, the first rider over the top wins points. The rider with the most points wins the jersey.
white jersey goes to the best young rider under the age of 26, who is the highest on the race leaderboard.
And that is everything you need to know about the Tour de France.